Hello dear students, welcome back to EduHunt video lecture series. We have seen general characters of the phylum Mollusca. Some important remarkable points we have noted down, that is presence of soft body, unsegmentation, presence of foot in the body, and also calcareous shell, bojanus organ or organ of bojanus as an excretory organ, and also respiration in aquatic animals by gills or ctenidia, in terrestrial forms by pulmonary sacs. And schizocelic type of coelom is there, but it is filled with blood. That is why the coelom is said to be hemocoel. Let's see the classification of Mollusca. First class of the phylum Mollusca is Monoplacophora. Mono is single, only a single. In this only a single shell is there, single shell. The body is covered or enclosed in a single shell, Monoplacophora. Single exoskeleton plate is there, and all the forms are marine. Body is segmented here. It is an exceptional case. You may be asked, like, segmented body, molluscan with segmented body. This is the case where we can see the segmented body. In general features, we have mentioned that the body is unsegmented. Exception is class Monoplacophora, where segmented body is seen. They might give some examples, and they may ask, like, which of the following mollusk has segmented body like that? Okay. Eyes and tentacles are absent. Eyes are not present, and even tentacles are also not present. Examples of this class: Neopilina galathea, it is considered as a connecting link between Annelida and Mollusca. I am saying that Annelida and not the arthropoda, because arthropods are next to the phylum Annelida. They are well advanced than Annelida. Even though I am mentioning that it is the connecting link between phylum Annelida and phylum Mollusca, because it shares characters with Annelida on one side and Mollusca with on another side. Neopilina galathea. Neopilina galathea, it is very important example, which belongs to the class Monoplacophora. It may be considered as a connecting link between the phylum Annelida and the Mollusca, and it is also considered as a living fossil. Living fossil, what is meant by living fossil? Living fossil is nothing but fossils are, if you understand what is meant by fossil, then you can easily understand about the living fossil. Fossil is nothing but the leftovers, like skeleton, leftovers of the animals which were present in the past, but not they are present in the they are not there in the present. They were gone, they were extinct. Only the remnants, only their remains are available in the form of skeleton or in the form of some structures. In case of plants, pollen may be fossilized because they have a hard sporopollenin material that covers the pollen grain, which is very hard and resistant to temperature and other pressures. That is why it can be stored up to several years. In case of plants, that may be a fossilized form that may be available. That plant now, it may not be available, but the structures, they show the evidences of the existence of the past plants and animals. అంటే ఒకప్పుడు ఉండి ఇప్పుడు లేని ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ని ఫాసిల్స్ అంటాం. ఫాసిల్స్ అంటే దే ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ రెమినెంట్స్, లెఫ్ట్ ఓవర్స్, వాటి స్కెలిటన్ కానీ అదర్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఏవైనా ఫాసిలైజ్ అయిపోతే, బరీ అయిపోతే అండర్ గ్రౌండ్లో ఎక్స్కవేషన్స్లో దొరికితే వాటిని ఫాసిల్స్ అని అంటాం, శిలాజాలు అంటాం తెలుగులో. బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈజ్ డైనోసార్. డైనోసార్స్ అనేవి ఒకప్పుడు ఉండేవి, ఇప్పుడు లేవు అని మనకి ఎలా తెలిసింది? ఒకప్పుడు డైనోసార్ అనే ఒక యానిమల్ ఉంది అని మనకి ఎలా తెలిసింది? బికాస్ ద స్కెలిటన్ పార్ట్స్ వర్ అవైలబుల్. ఎక్స్కవేషన్స్లో ఆర్కియాలజీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్కవేట్ చేసి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేశారు ఈ స్కెలిటన్స్ని. ఇప్పుడున్న స్కెలిటన్తో మ్యాచ్ అవ్వలేదు కాబట్టి వన్స్ అపాన్ ఎ టైమ్ దే వర్ లివ్డ్ ఆన్ ద ఎర్త్ అని ఎవిడెన్స్ దొరికింది, దాన్ని ఫాజిల్ అంటాం. సో ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి మీరు, లివింగ్ ఫాజిల్ అంటే ఏంటి? లివింగ్ ఫాజిల్ అంటే ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఎటువంటి మార్పు లేకుండా ఇప్పటికీ కూడా అలాగే ఉంటే, పాస్ట్లో ఉంది అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ప్రెజెంట్ ఆల్సో ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ లివింగ్ ఫాజిల్. లివింగ్ ఫాజిల్ బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈజ్ నియోపిలైనా గెలాథియా. అలాగే మనము ఆర్థ్రోపోడా చెప్పినప్పుడు పెరిపాటస్ అని చూసాం. పెరిపాటస్ ఈజ్ considered as a living fossil and it is the connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Ala ikkada Neopilina galathea, which is a connecting link between the phylum Annelida and Mollusca, and it is an important connecting link and important living fossil. And second class is, ee first class lo okate example chusamu. Coming to the second class, that is Amphineura. Amphineura, also called as Polyplacophora. Here it is Monoplacophora and the second one is Polyplacophora. There are many shell plates in the body. As we have seen the chiton as one of the examples of this is the chiton, one of the examples of the Polyplacophora. Ikkada chudandi, you can see so many plates arranged horizontally in the body. These are the many plates. Belongs to class Amphineura, also known as Polyplacophora, because number of shell plates are there. Two pairs of ventral nerve cords giving a ladder shaped structure like this. Ladder shaped appearance of nervous system, because there are two nerve cords, two pairs of ventral nerve cords which join and form nervous system. It gives appearance of a ladder. This is an important feature of the class Polyplacophora. All are marine and many exoskeletal plates are there. That is why it is named as Polyplacophora. Polyplacophora, and head is well differentiated. Development is indirect. As I mentioned that if the development is direct, there will not be any larval forms in the developmental stage, developmental cycle. But if it forms a larva, then it is said to be an indirect development. Here the larva is trochophore larva. Can you remember where did we come across this name, this kind of larva? Can you remember it? Can you recollect it? Where we have seen this larva trochophore? If you remember, it is good, nice. If you do not remember this, once again, you please turn on your pages to Annelida, where the first class is polychaete, example Nereis. In that, the larva is trochophore. Examples are chitin, where 8 exoskeletal plates are there. This is chitin, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 8 exoskeletal plates are there. Example is chitin. In the previous class, that is monoplacophora, example is Neopilina galathea, very important example. It is chitin, important example of the class Polyplacophora. Third is gastropoda. Poda is nothing but foot. As we have seen that body has foot, head and visceral mass. Foot is on the stomach. Gastro means stomach and the foot is on the stomach. That is why it is called as gastropoda. The name, if you come to the etymology of the word gastropoda, poda is nothing but foot. Gastro is stomach. Foot is on the stomach. That is why the class is named so. Head is well differentiated and eyes and tentacles are very well developed. Shell is coiled and adult body becomes asymmetrical because of the coiling of the shell. This coiling or twisting of the shell or twisting of the body is known as torsion. Because of this torsion, the body becomes asymmetrical in the adults. Visceral mass is coiled and the coiling is known as torsion. Visceral mass is coiled. Because of that, the shell also appears coiled. Because ఇప్పుడు shell ఇలా body straight గా ఉంటే the exoskeleton appears straight. If it is coiled, if it is twisted, the exoskeleton also deposited in the body in a twisted way. That is why the shell is coiled and the body becomes asymmetrical and the visceral mass, twisting of the visceral mass is known as torsion, and most of them are marine forms and some of the freshwater and even terrestrial forms are also there. That is, all types of animals, all types of forms are seen in gastropoda. Some of the forms are terrestrial and some of the forms are aquatic, where both marine and freshwater animals can be seen in this class. Development is indirect and the larva is trochophore or veliger. Trochophore or veliger. Larva is seen in the developmental stages of the animals of the class gastropoda. Example is apple snail, Pila. Pila is commonly called as apple snail, which is a freshwater form, and Helix garden snail, it is called Aplysia, commonly called as sea hare, and shell is absent in slugs. Slugs, what is meant by slug? Slug is animal in which the body is very fleshy, very like sticky and very soft. Because of the absence of shell, it just moves very slowly. It is very sticky to the bottom, very sticky to the floor or substratum. That's why it can't move quickly. Just as మనలో కూడా ఎవరైనా సరే డల్గా ఉన్నవాళ్ళు స్లగ్గిష్ బిహేవియర్ అంటాం. సో ద స్లగ్స్ మూవ్ వెరీ వెరీ స్లోలీ. టాటాయిస్ అంటాం కదా, దానికంటే ఇది దాని అమ్మ కరెక్ట్గా చెప్పాలంటే. టాటాయిస్కి మదర్ లాంటిది. అంటే చూడండి ఎంత స్లో. స్లగ్ shell is absent here. The slugs have no external cover. Patella, Doris is commonly called as sea lemon. Planorbis, it is the secondary host of Fasciola hepatica, which is a platyhelminthes. It is also called liver fluke. Antamu, Fasciola hepatica, for which the primary host is man and the secondary host is Planorbis, a mollusk. Akkada manam cheppukunnappudu cheppam, mollusks act as secondary host for these flukes, Fasciola hepatica. So idi class Gastropoda. And the fourth class is Bivalvia or Pelecypoda. Bivalvia, bi, two valves, two flaps are there. Like oyster pearl చూస్తే అందులో two flaps ఉంటాయి కదా. Double shell plates, two shell plates are there, and these are freshwater or marine forms. Head, eyes and tentacles are not differentiated. Head, eyes and tentacles are not differentiated in the class Pelecypoda or Bivalvia, and development is indirect, and larva is Glochidium, not the trochophore, not the veliger. It is a different larva, that is Glochidium. Glochidium is the larva of the class Pelecypoda or Bivalvia. Examples are Unio, Mytilus, clams, Pterido is also known as shipworm. I'll show you one of the best videos that why the shipworms attack the ship and how they cause damage to the ship. Oysters, an Indian pearl oyster that is called Pinctada vulgaris. Pinctada vulgaris is Indian pearl oyster. Solen, it is called razor shell. Pearl is secreted by the shell itself, the shell glands present in the shell, present in the body, not in the shell, present in the body. The pearl is secreted. Just now we have seen video. A pearl is secreted by the shell glands present in the body, that is in the mantle part of the body. And the pearl industry is the oldest industry of Japan especially. They cultivate these pearls. And once again I'll show you how the pearls are made. Yes, this is the video. In this you can see that how the pearls are made. Em ledu pearls endukante it is a kind of immune response. Immune response ante ఏదైనా బాడీని అటాక్ చేసినప్పుడు, ఎనిమీ ఏదైనా అటాక్ చేసినప్పుడు సమ్ యాజిటేషన్ ఇట్ ఫీల్స్, సమ్ యాజిటేషన్ కమ్స్ ఇన్ ద బాడీ అండ్ ద బాడీ ద షెల్ గ్లాండ్స్ సెక్రీట్. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రెజెంట్ ఇన్ ద మెరైన్ వాటర్లో కానీ ఫ్రెష్ వాటర్లో కానీ ఉన్నప్పుడు some dust particle or something which is strange that enters the shell. If it enters, immediately it is trapped by secreting the calcareous shell around it. కాల్షియం కార్బోనేట్ అనేది డిపాజిట్ అయిపోతుంది. అది కూడా లస్ట్రస్గా షైనీగా ఉండే మెటీరియల్ డిపాజిట్ అవుతుంది, దాని చుట్టూ డిపాజిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇట్ కమ్స్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ అ పర్ల్. ఇప్పుడు చూపిస్తాను చూద్దరు కానీ. రెండోసారి చూడండి.
If you crack open an oyster, there's a small chance that you'll find a pearl. Inside, these pearls are used to make jewelry and are usually worth several $100. So how the heck does an oyster make them? Well, if something small like a piece of a shell gets into an oyster.
Piece of a shell or something strange material that enters the shell ఆయిస్టర్లో ఎంటర్ అయినప్పుడు షెల్ గ్లాండ్స్ సెక్రేట్ చేస్తాయి దాని చుట్టూ.
Will cover it in a thin layer of a hard, shiny material. Gradually the oyster buries this shell fragment in multiple layers of this material, and over time it creates a bump. As the layers add to the bump, they smooth it out and eventually form a pearl.
Yeah, this is how a pearl is secreted. It is the secretion of the shell glands. And fifth class is class Scaphopoda. Scaphopoda, foot is boat shaped here. Foot is boat shaped. And all are marine. Here the foot is boat shaped, all are marine. Larva is trochophore. Indaka gastropoda lo em chusamu? Indaka it is the Belicipoda or bivalvia lo Glochidium larva we have seen, but in this case it is the trochophore larva. That shows that it is development is indirect. Dentalium, elephant tusk shell example. And the sixth class is Cephalopoda. Foot, cephalo means head and poda is foot. Foot is over the head, and foot is modified into arms and siphon. Siphon is nothing but a small tube-like structure, and shell is internal. If it is present, it is internal. External shell is not there. It may be present or if it is present, it is internal, confined to the internal, that is endoskeleton is seen. And eyes are very well developed and resemble vertebrate eyes. Blood vascular system is closed type and development is direct, that means larva is lacking in the developmental stage. Example, octopus. Octopus lo manam elanti shell chudamu. It's also called devilfish. 8 arms. They have the suckers and shell is absent. Sepia, also known as cuttlefish. 10 arms are there and 2 long and 8 short arms are present, and shell is internal called cuttle bone. Diniki shell untundi but it is present in the inside the body. Loligo, it is called squid, and 10 arms, the largest invertebrate. Invertebrates are squids. Squids are the largest invertebrates. Archaeoteuthis, I said. I mentioned Archaeoteuthis, it is the largest invertebrate. Nautilus has external ornamental shell. Nautilus. Though it is internal, it is one of the examples having external shell. Octopus, sepia and loligo secrete blue-black ink glands. Ink glands eppudante, if any enemy comes closer to the octopus or sepia, they immediately secrete the ink. Immediately the ink gland secretes the ink and releases ink to the surrounding water. Then the water becomes cloud. Ikkadanta appear avvadu edi. Immediately the squid or something like the octopus escapes. అంటే ఏమీ కనబడదు మనకి. చూడండి, పోలీసులు అజిటేషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక బాష్పవాయు ప్రయోగించారని అంటారు కదా, టియర్ గ్యాస్. లైక్ దట్ దే సెక్రీట్ దే రిలీజ్ ద ఇంక్ surrounding water. It forms a cloud-like structure. Immediately it disappears and escapes from the enemy. The predator ki nunchi tappinchukodaniki. Sepia and loligo also show jet propulsion movement for locomotion. Ante adi force tho water ni ila exit cheyagane aa force ki mundiki body move avutundi. That is like jet propulsion, like locomotion. With this we have finished entire mollusca, that is soft bodied animals present in the phylum and second largest phylum of the animal kingdom. I hope you have understood and even enjoyed. Thank you.